Imagine you have a piece of land in Texas, Oklahoma, Tennessee, or somewhere out in the country, and you want a 3,000 square foot barndominium. There are two ways to get it. You can build a huge single-story rectangle that stretches across the property, or you can build up. Same general living area, same piece of land, but one of them can give you something the other simply can't: more house without taking nearly as much ground. And that is exactly why two-story barndominiums are getting so much attention in 2026. But here's where this gets interesting. The reason isn't just that they look better. It isn't just the giant windows, the dramatic staircase, or those massive open living rooms with ceilings that make a normal house feel small. The real reason is much more practical. Land is getting harder to justify, construction is expensive, and people building barndominiums are realizing something traditional home buyers figured out a long time ago. If you can't afford to spread the house out, build up. But there's a catch. A second story doesn't automatically make a barndominium cheaper. In some cases, it can actually make the project more complicated and more expensive. So why are builders and homeowners still choosing it? And when you actually run the numbers, does going vertical make sense? That's what we're breaking down today. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly when a two-story barndominium is the smarter design and when building one might be a mistake. First, let's clarify what we're talking about. A two-story barndominium isn't necessarily a giant mansion. It can be as simple as a shop or garage on the first level with living space above it, or it can be a full two-story home with the kitchen, living room, bedrooms, and bathrooms distributed across both floors. Some designs even combine the two. You might have a massive open living room downstairs, bedrooms upstairs, and a workshop or garage occupying another section of the building. That's one of the biggest advantages of the barndominium concept in the first place. The structure doesn't have to behave like a conventional suburban house. You're starting with a large, flexible shell and then deciding how that space actually needs to work for your life. And in 2026, more people are asking a very simple question: why use all that land for one floor? This is probably the biggest reason two-story barndominiums make sense. Let's say you want roughly 3,000 square feet of finished living space. A single-story design might need something close to a 3,000 square foot footprint, but a two-story layout could theoretically put around 1,500 square feet on the first floor and another 1,500 upstairs. The total living area is still around 3,000 square feet, but the building isn't occupying the same amount of ground. And that changes everything about the property. You have more room for a larger driveway, more room for a shop, a pool, a garden, or more room for animals. Or maybe you simply want to preserve more of the land instead of covering it with concrete and building. This matters even more when you're working with an expensive or oddly shaped parcel. Because once you buy the land, every additional square foot of footprint creates more demands on that site, more foundation, more grading, potentially more site work, and depending on the property, more complications with setbacks, drainage, access, and utilities. Now, this doesn't mean the second story magically eliminates those costs. It doesn't, but it changes the geometry of the project. And that's the part people often miss. You're not necessarily trying to build a cheaper house. You're trying to get more usable house from the same piece of ground. That's a very different calculation. Here's another reason the two-story design fits barndominiums so well. The structural system can be very flexible. Post-frame construction, for example, can use structural columns that extend through the building and carry loads efficiently without requiring a forest of interior-bearing walls. Steel frame systems can also be engineered for multi-level layouts. But, and this is important, barndominium does not mean anything goes. A second floor adds structural loads. You've now got people, furniture, flooring, walls, and everything else sitting above the first level. So the floor system, beams, columns, connections, and foundation all have to be designed for that load. This is where a real engineer matters. A floor plan you downloaded from the internet isn't automatically ready to become a two-story building. The structure has to be engineered for your actual building dimensions, loads, soil conditions, wind exposure, snow loads where applicable, and local requirements. That's one of the less exciting parts of the two-story trend, but it's also one of the most important. Because the staircase might be what everyone notices, but the structure underneath it is what keeps the house standing. Now let's talk about the part homeowners actually care about: the floor plan. One of the most popular approaches is surprisingly simple. Put the social spaces downstairs and the private spaces upstairs. Think about it. Kitchen, dining room, living room, mudroom, laundry, and maybe an office, all downstairs. Then you go upstairs, and that's where the bedrooms live. The separation can feel much more like a traditional two-story home while still keeping the huge open spaces people love about barndominiums. This is where two-story barndominiums start getting visually impressive. You walk through the front door, and instead of seeing an 8-foot ceiling, you see the entire volume of the building. A staircase rises along one wall, windows climb toward the second floor, and the living room opens upward. Suddenly, the barndominium feels much larger than its actual footprint. That's the visual trick. You're not just looking at square footage anymore, you're looking at volume. And this is one reason two-story barndominiums photograph so well. Architects and designers can use the vertical space to create a dramatic focal point. A floor-to-ceiling fireplace, a huge glass wall, a mezzanine, a bridge-style hallway connecting upstairs bedrooms, or a loft overlooking the living room. Now we get to the part you're probably waiting for. Is a two-story barndominium cheaper? The honest answer is sometimes. And sometimes, absolutely not. Current 2026 Barndominium cost guides show extremely wide price ranges because the final number depends heavily on location, size, foundation, utilities, labor, finishes, and whether you're talking about a shell or a completely finished home. Some current estimates put finished projects around the mid-hundreds per square foot, while other sources report much wider ranges. That's why I'm not going to tell you a two-story barndominium automatically saves $50,000 or $100,000 because that would be misleading. The real question is, what happens to the cost when you put the same total square footage on a smaller footprint? You may reduce some foundation and site-related costs because you're covering less ground. You may also reduce the amount of roof and exterior wall area needed for a given amount of floor space, depending on the geometry. But then you introduce new costs. A second floor needs a floor structure, it needs stairs, it needs additional structural engineering, and it can require more complicated framing. Depending on the design, mechanical systems become more complicated as well. So the savings aren't automatic, they're created by good design. That's a huge distinction. Here's where the two-story design gets interesting. Imagine two houses with roughly the same total living area. One is single-story, and one is two-story. The single-story house needs a foundation supporting the entire footprint, while the two-story house concentrates more of its living space onto a smaller footprint. That doesn't mean the foundation automatically costs half as much. It doesn't. But it can reduce the amount of ground area that needs to be covered by the building. And if the site is difficult, that smaller footprint can become valuable. Maybe your best building area is limited, maybe the property slopes. Maybe you want to preserve mature trees, or maybe setbacks limit where you can build. Maybe you want a huge detached shop beside the house. The vertical option starts becoming more attractive. In other words, the second story isn't necessarily a cost-cutting trick, it's a land efficiency tool. And for some properties, that is much more valuable. Now let's talk about something that looks amazing in a rendering, but can become a headache in real life. A huge two-story open living space. The problem isn't the height itself, the problem is controlling temperature throughout that volume. Warm air rises. So if your HVAC system isn't properly designed, you can end up with one part of the house feeling completely different from another. The downstairs might be comfortable while the upstairs becomes warmer, or you might have the opposite problem in winter. This is why insulation, air sealing, window placement, HVAC zoning, and duct design matter so much. And remember, metal buildings don't automatically mean energy-efficient buildings. The building envelope still has to be designed correctly, insulation has to be appropriate for the climate, thermal bridging needs attention, and air leakage needs to be controlled. Your HVAC system needs to be sized for the actual building instead of simply guessing based on square footage. A good two-story barndominium can be extremely comfortable, but a badly designed one can become an expensive utility experiment. So don't let the Instagram photos make this decision for you. There's one feature that I think is massively underrated: the view. If you're building on rural land, your property might have a beautiful landscape in one direction, Rolling hills, trees, a lake, open pasture, or mountains. With a two-story design, your upper floor can capture a completely different perspective. A bedroom balcony, an upstairs hallway window, a loft overlooking the property, or a second-floor master suite with a private deck. Suddenly, you're not just building a house on the land, you're building upward into the view. And that's especially powerful on large rural properties because sometimes the best view isn't from the ground, it's from 20 feet higher. This might sound strange, but going up can actually make a barndominium feel less like a barn. Think about a traditional two-story house. You have a clear front elevation, a defined entry, different roof heights, upper-level windows, a staircase, and separate public and private zones. Those architectural elements give the building a stronger residential identity. And designers are using that to their advantage. Instead of trying to hide the fact that the building is a large metal structure, they're embracing it. Dark metal siding, warm wood, large glass, modern roof lines, black-framed windows, and then a second floor sitting inside that volume. The result can look less like a converted agricultural building and more like a custom modern home. That may be one reason the design is getting so much attention. It's not just practical, it looks expensive, even when the underlying concept is relatively simple. Here's where I would be careful. Don't build a two-story barndominium assuming you'll automatically get more money when you sell it. Real estate value depends on location, condition, comparable properties, financing availability, buyer demand, and how the property is perceived in that specific market. And barndominiums can behave very differently from one county to another. Some markets understand them and some buyers love them, while others are still unfamiliar with them. The same goes for appraisals and financing. A beautiful two-story barndominium isn't automatically easier to finance just because it looks like a traditional home. The structure, documentation, appraisal, local rules, and lender requirements all matter. So if resale matters to you, don't design the strangest possible house on the property. Design something distinctive but understandable. That's a very different thing. If you're thinking about building a two-story barndominium, here's the mistake I would avoid. Don't start with the exterior, don't start with the Instagram photo, and don't start with the giant staircase. Start with the land. Where is the sun? Where is the best view? Where does the driveway come in? Where does the shop go? Where does the septic system go? Where does water need to enter the property? And what will your actual budget support? Then design the building. Because a two-story barndominium should solve a problem. Maybe your problem is limited land. Maybe you need a large shop. Maybe you want separate living zones. Maybe you want more bedrooms without a giant footprint, or maybe you want the view from upstairs. Those are good reasons. Because it looks cool on YouTube isn't. So, why is everyone suddenly talking about two-story barndominiums in 2026? I don't think it's because people suddenly discovered stairs, and I don't think it's because two-story automatically means cheaper. It's because the barndominium has evolved. The original appeal was simple: build a big, flexible structure on rural land. But now people are asking a more sophisticated question: how do I make that structure work harder? How do I get more living space without covering more land? How do I separate bedrooms from the noisy parts of the house? How do I fit a shop, garage, or RV space into the same building? How do I capture a better view? And how do I make a large metal structure actually feel like a beautiful home? A second floor can answer all of those questions, but it comes with its own price. More engineering, more structural complexity, stairs, potential HVAC challenges, more planning, and potentially higher construction costs depending on the design. So if somebody tells you that a two-story barndominium is always cheaper, don't believe them. And if somebody tells you it's always more expensive, don't believe that either. The smart answer is somewhere in the middle. A two-story barndominium can be one of the most efficient ways to use a piece of rural land when the design is solving the right problem. And that's really the secret. Don't build two stories because two stories are trending. Build two stories because your land, your lifestyle, and your budget actually make going vertical the better decision. Now I want to know what you think. Would you rather have a massive single-story barndominium or build two stories and use that extra land for a shop, pool, animals, or just more open space? And if you were building your own two-story barndominium, what would go upstairs? The bedrooms? A master suite? A loft? Or something completely different? drop it in the comments because some of the best floor plan ideas on this channel actually come from these conversations. And if you're planning a Barndominium right now, subscribe. Because in the next video, we're going to take this one step further and look at what happens when you combine a 2-story Barndominium with one of the most requested layouts in the entire space. I'll see you there.